going on, guys? Um, you know what this is? I don't know if you're gonna put the video in this. I doubt that, but for you guys that only see the audio or hear the audio, this is a airsoft gun, right? You might be like, you might be like, Quincy, Master Q, why do you have an airsoft gun? Let me tell you a story. Let's go back. Let's take it way back. Let's take it way, way back to high school. 12th grade, I remember there's this guy in our school. He was a freshman at the time, I believe. And this dude was,
A wannabe.
let's just say he's a wannabe with an extra chromosome and 50 brain cells missing, right? And this dude was very, very rowdy, very rude, he was a freshman, so like, he balls probably haven't even dropped yet. But this dude was honestly he was annoying. He never got into fights. He never really like hurt anybody. He was just very annoying.
Yeah.
Like he'd walk into classes that weren't even his classes and just start annoying the teachers, and everybody would just be like, "Oh my gosh, get out of here!" Even the teachers.
Yeah, I
And,
remember
what
he
do you call
actually
this
came
guy?
to one of my classes too.
Yeah, Miss M's class, our literature teacher. He'd always walk in there, and Miss M would just be like, "Bye, bye, bye." Gosh, but okay, so this guy, his name was just for the sake of like,
Ecstasy.
censorship. No, I don't want to name it. Sure.
Oh yeah. Xavier.
Wait. All right, fine then. We'll go with Xavier. So I was thinking of something else, but yeah, we can just do that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can do your name. I just like
Uh,
saying random shit.
No, I didn't. I didn't have one. I just thought about a different kind of like
Oh.
what's it called? Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't need to get into that. Yeah. So this guy Xavier, very annoying, like how I said. And when I was in 12th grade, I used to work in the office because I had
Child labor.
enough credit. Basically, I didn't get paid, so I mean, it is child labor. We didn't really do much. It was pretty cool. It's basically a free period.
Yeah.
If you didn't do homework, you just sit back, relax, and just do your homework. But if it was busy, you'd be calling students from classes, you'd be filing, you'd be answering the doors, answering phones. It was tough when it was busy, but when it wasn't, it was pretty chill. But anyway, I was working in the office for senior year, so I kind of had like a lot of dish, you know. I had all the tea, I had all all the spilled beans, and honestly, it was just
Amazing.
it was amazing.
For real. The stories you would tell us were the best.
And then the one that we have today, it's one of the worst ones that I've ever heard. So anyway, so I was working. It was one of those kind of chill days, and me and one of my friends that were working in the office, we were just chilling, and I remember the deans were walking up, police walking, and the office was not really closed, but it was kind of like sectioned off, and we were just like, "Whoa, what's going on?" So,
What is going on here?
yeah, basically like, "Whoa," but we were doing a little scouting, just trying to see what's going on. The office wasn't a big room. It's like each room that it has, it's pretty small, but it has a lot of little rooms in it, kind of. You walk in, it's the main office. There's a desk. Behind the desks are little desks that the teachers or the staff would work at, and they'd have their computers on their desks and they'll do their things. To the left of that room was like a break room or the kitchen. That's where my friend and I, we'd sometimes like chill out, have a break in there if we weren't doing anything. And if we were, then we weren't even in the office. To the right of that inner desk area was, I think, one of the dean's office, I believe. I forgot. But if you walk into the office, through the entrance, and you keep going past the desk, then that's the printer room. And that room had a vent in it, right? And it wasn't even a vent. It was just kind of like, see my wall?
Yeah.
And you see the
The plaque.
yeah, I guess well, it's not a plaque, but yeah, the frame. There you got the item frame.
Okay.
It was about that size, and it was just a hole in the wall.
Yeah, I remember.
But it had a window that kind of goes up, and you can close it and close it, close it and close it, close it and open it. Yeah, just close it and close it some more. No, but you can open and close it, and 10 times out of 10 it was open, and you could hear what's going on in the other room because the printer room is here, and on the other side of this wall was that dean's office, and then to the left of that was the thing, and all that. So we were in the printer room, and my friend has to go out and get some dude, tell him he's going home or make a delivery message or whatever. And I was in this printer room waiting for some copies. I'm waiting, and all I hear is just, "Yo, this isn't good. We have a weapon on campus, a fake weapon." I'm just like, "What? You what? Do I need to run out the exit? Are you serious? Like, do I need to start a group chat with you and all of our other friends and just say, yo,
I was
just
about
run
to
right
say,
now?"
oh, so you just leave us?
I'm a side story. If there was ever a school shooting, we made a pact saying that if there was ever anything, all of our friends, we just make a group chat on Instagram and just message you guys like updates and stuff. So don't worry, you guys are safe. But I was like, yo, do I actually need to just like run out here, right? Or do I need to like do something in my head? But then after a while, he was just like, yeah, this BB gun looks like really real. I'm like, oh my god, don't tell me someone brought a BB gun to school, right? And I was just like, I was waiting for this day to happen because I knew it was gonna happen. Someone's gonna come over here, act like they're all hard, just be like, hey man, yo, check this out. You saw it? And put it back in his backpack and just leave, right? And this dude, Xavier, was the one who brought the BB gun, which is why we brought him up. And as I said, he wasn't the brightest. Anything that he thought would be funny or would be a good idea, he would just do it, even if it wasn't, right? It would be far from a good idea, but he'd just do it. And of course, this was one of them. And I do this, like, this is the gun, and I like took it or something. But I actually saw it. It was like a Beretta or a Glock.
I think you said it was Beretta.
Maybe, yeah. It had no orange tip, so that's why the officer said that it was real looking. And the magazines for these guns, they're really real looking. I showed Anthony. I'm showing him right now. These, if you took this part off, this looks like a real magazine, and it's also metal too. So, this is the inside of it too. And these things, they're high quality, especially if you got a high quality one. But even if you don't have the chance of just feeling it and going like, hey, is that actually real? Let me see. Just from first glance, which is what Xavier did. He just showed them, that looks real. And the friends that he showed and thought that were hard were the ones that actually told on him and said that, oh, this dude has like a BB gun or airsoft gun in his backpack. So they went to Xavier. They confiscated his backpack, searched it, saw the gun, and he was in the office. He was just waiting there, and I was just like, oh my goodness. I turn around, see him sitting there, and actually no, he wasn't sitting there yet. I turn around and I see that they're calling his mom, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm about to see Xavier's mom for the first time. This is gonna be good, right? Just to see if what she is kind of resembles Xavier. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. So I'm waiting there. It's about 20 minutes into the period. She finally comes in, and Xavier isn't anywhere to be seen yet. The officers and the dean are still talking. I think the dean that was there was Carl, because of course he's the one that always deals with the officers whenever they show up.
Yeah.
I say like our school was bad. It wasn't bad. We just had really stupid people in our school. The officers had to show up at least like 2 or 3 times throughout the whole 4 years of our school year. For high school life, right?
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, it wasn't because of somebody did something bad, like they brought a weapon. It's because of like drugs and stuff like that. Right.
Yeah, mainly drugs.
Mainly drugs. But anyway, I think Xavier's mom was rolling up. I remember them saying that she's here. I'm just kind of hanging out in the break room along with our other friend, and she walks in. And I see some lady walk in before she does, right? And I'm like, yo, where your mom at? You know? And I'm just like, dude, this like she can't be. So where's the mom? And it turns out that the first lady that walked in was the mom. And the reason why I was so confused was because this lady walked in, business suit, and she had a briefcase. She was on a business call, so she was a businesswoman, and she was like,
Selling houses and
Very-
shit. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. She could be a realtor. She could be, doing something, but she's doing something. She's making.
Wait.
some good
What
money.
color?
What-
What color was her suit?
It was it's like a imagine like a light blue and a gray mixture.
All right. She's a saleswoman.
I wouldn't be surprised, but she looked like she was like actually like really legit. I don't know what other word I can use, but she was like really respectful. She was very calm. She was, she was also pretty freaking tall. She was like 6'4".
Oh
And I
damn.
was just like, yeah, she was tall. What's it called?
And then you look at her
She also has
kid.
She also had a big ass forehead. Not gonna lie. But and then you look at Xavier. She's like, how did you? Because when she's 6'4", how did you make that? And it's just like, what?
real,
Like
like-
this dude was every day claiming he was gang. Every day he was, always pissing somebody off, some teacher off. I remember when I was in the lunch line, Xavier was like, he was just talking. I don't know, this dude. I don't know if he was like not right in the mind, but he just come up to you, start talking like you've known him for 30 years. He'd be like, "Hey man, that thing was cool yesterday, huh?" And you just be like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, maybe we should do that again sometime." I'm just like, "Yeah, we should." Get away, please. I don't know you.
Yeah.
You always be doing that. I don't know if you ever did that to you, but I think
we had two interactions. One of them was like pretty similar. Like he was telling me about like, oh, how some shit that I did yesterday was cool. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. The other time he was like, I think it was like trying to pick a fight or some shit with me and his friends. And I was very confused. But here's the thing, and Quino, you don't know this because we've never gotten to this level. But I have a very hard head. Like, not metaphorically, like literally. Like
No,
I
like,
have,
yeah.
I have given people lumps on their head with mine. And I just wasn't having it that day. I think I was like really pissed off. And I was going to the gym to like, blow off some steam or whatever. And he was just bugging me and I just fucking just
headbutted him.
yeah, like all you hear is just big old Never bothered me again.
Good. Honestly, because he's all this, but he's never any of this.
All bark and no bite.
Exactly. Just like chihuahuas, they always bark at you, but then when you get close, So, but anyway, yeah, the mom was just, honestly, she was very well dressed. She was proper. And
Yeah, like based off of.
I'm guessing that.
Oh wait, off of Xavier's
Xavier.
behavior.
Oh, that rhymes.
You would have thought that.
The mom was like some bimbo ghetto bitch, but
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, honestly, she wasn't what I was expecting, and I was very surprised. And she was even talking about Xavier too when we were in the office, because of course, I'm there, I'm bored, I'm trying to listen to something. So instead of me just listening to music, I'm listening to their conversation. And she was saying how Xavier goes to sleep by 9 o'clock. That's his bedtime. So this game.
Wait,
dude,
she called it a bedtime?
Yep. He says, "Oh, I don't know why he's acting like this. When we're at home, he's always thank you, mom, and he's always cleaning the dishes, and he goes to sleep by 8:30 or 9 time or 9 in the night maximum. I'm like, oh no, bro. Your mom just outed you, bro. And ever since that, I just never saw him the same. Like sometimes he just like, actually no. One time Xavier, because you know him. He's
Oh
always
wait, no, never mind. For a second, I'm like, wait, his name's actually Xavier though.
One time he oh crap, my battery is running low. Anyway, one time Xavier, I don't know, he just likes to pick fights and instigate. And I forgot, but I think I was again standing in line for the lunch. Even though I never go to lunch, every time I'm always in the line, I always happen to run into him. And I forgot what he did, but I think he tried to cut me. And I was just like, nah, bro, you gotta go behind me. And then I think he just ignored me because I didn't want to like push him out the way. And then what did I say to him? I think I made fun of the fact that he was going to sleep at 9. Oh yeah, I was like, okay, so he cut me. I said, bro, you gotta go behind me at least. And then he just kind of like brushed it off. And I was just like, why don't you go behind me before I tell everybody that you go to sleep at 9 o'clock, mama's boy. And then he was just like, he looked at me like, how'd you know that? And then I think he realized that I work at the office because he sees me there and he was like, oh, all right. Yeah, my bad. And I think he just went behind like 5 guys because, you know, people around me heard. And they were looking at him laughing and I was just like, yeah.
Damn. Just ruined this man's whole career.
Exactly.
Like he had.
And then after that, yeah, he didn't even have one. Or his whole career at the school that we went to.
Yeah.
Because imagine he like got that nickname and is stuck. Like the 9 o'clock bedtime or something like that. I don't know. You know, because they'll come up with some ridiculously harsh stuff, and they'll make it stick too. But yeah, I was super surprised, and when I actually like going back to before his mom showed up, and they were talking about the BB gun. They were looking at it, they were inspecting it. Of course, they knew it was a BB gun because the person who ratted on Xavier said that it was a BB gun. But I remember when the mom wasn't here yet, and I think they were trying to get him. I think he was just outside like ditching class, or you know how they always say, I'm gonna use the restroom, but they never come back for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what he was doing. They couldn't find him for a bit because I remember they were like, oh, Xavier is in his period 3. Anybody have eyes on him? I was just like, oh, this dude probably bolted. Wait, what?
Eyes on him.
Yeah, because freaking, you know, Carl and his like police language. But he was just, anybody have any eyes? And I was just, because you know the radio goes to like everybody, and since we're in the office, everybody heard it because like 4 radios went off.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh, this dude probably jumped the fence and just ran.
Nah, but then
before the mom showed up, because I thought the mom was gonna come into the school with the real pistol and gun down Xavier on the spot, you know. So that's what I was thinking. But
so obviously they eventually found him, right?
Yeah, of course.
Obviously.
Right.
I don't know why that was a question, but my question was, do you know where they found him?
Yeah, they found him by Mr. B's area.
Yeah. All right. 3rd period too, huh? So I was probably there.
Okay. Yeah, he wasn't inside, but he was just outside.
Yeah, obviously.
That's what I mean. Probably like called one of his friends that were in there outside, and they were just like talking. I don't know, but I heard someone sneezing in my house, and I was like, what the hell was that? But yeah, like when the mom showed up and they finally got him, and Xavier was just sitting there, dude. He was sitting there like all polite, even though he wasn't talking, wasn't really looking around, kind of like head down a bit, you know, arms in his lap, hands in his lap. I'm just like, man, why don't you just act like this? I mean, I don't know if he just wants respect, or if he just wants to not be like messed with, because you know, people always say, oh, high school, you know, you got older people. If you want to gain their respect, you gotta, you know, like show them that you're tough and all that stuff. I mean, that's not true.
Yeah, it really is.
Sometimes it is, but you know, the best way to gain their respect is to gain their trust. You don't gain their trust by trying to prove yourself that you're hard, you know.
Exactly.
And I think he only got suspended. Yeah, he only got suspended for that.
Oh, but
And just
speaking
to
of,
let you know, oh,
so-
sorry, go on. You can go on.
no, go because I'll remember this.
You can go on, nigga.
Oh. All right. Speaking of like other fuckers pretending to be hard, but then like their parents are like, you know, they come from like a really good background. Like it makes no sense why the fuck they're acting like this. Oliver, that's just what we're gonna call him. The dumbass
Alright.
who would act like really hard and like get into fights and shit. Eventually ended up robbing a fucking jewelry store in a fucking strip mall. And then
I'm
like,
actually kind of confused on who you're talking about, but then when you
Yeah, I
said that,
know.
I was like, oh, okay, yeah,
I know I'm like I have to mention the crime, don't I? Yeah, he
of course.
robbed a fucking jewelry store in a strip mall. Not even like a fucking Tiffany's or some shit, like a standalone Tiffany's or whatever. And his father fucking ratted him out to Carl. And here's the thing. I met his mom too. Like conversation and everything.
Hmm.
Very, very, very wonderful lady, by the way. Never met the dad. But number one,
Yeah,
Oliver had been he was expelled or suspended. Point is, he wasn't going to our school anymore. So I don't know why his dad came to our school's dean. I don't know. Maybe he knew that like he was friends with cops or some shit. But I don't know. But
Maybe
they-
Oliver
they-
like talks about him a lot.
yeah, they have money. They live in a very nice neighborhood, nicer than both of ours. So it makes no sense why the fuck he's always acting like he's fucking blood or a crip. I think he always claimed to be a blood or some shit. Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck are you
so-
doing, bro?
Honestly, and I don't know what he was doing, why he thought about that, but me and another friend that we have, you know, we knew his antics because I don't know if you remember, he'd always try to like roast the twins.
Yeah,
Yeah, and of course, you know, the twins would always get kind of fed up with that. And to be honest, I feel like the reason why is because, okay, look at his mom, right? He said his mom was, you know, sort of like Xavier's mom, you know, hardworking, you know, earns her place. in
Oh,
the
yeah,
family, I guess,
and
like a breadwinner.
yeah. Little LA Flex owns her own. They own their own house.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
And the dad is probably the same way too. You
Yeah.
know, like to live in a place like that, you know, both parents got to be working, or one parent's got to be, you know, like a doctor or a lawyer or something. You know, the breadwinner of the family. So just imagine, most likely both of their parents are working, and Oliver never really received the attention because probably he had to grow up with like a babysitter. He had to grow up seeing other friends or who knows YouTube shows to, you know, raise him, and he never really had the like experience, I guess, of being raised by like the family, kind of 24/7, at least just by like a mom or a dad. So what he does is he starts to, maybe he's raised by his friends, and to seek validation of his friends, he, you know, tries to, you know, force that quickly. Because, you know, when he came to our school, he didn't know nobody, right?
Yeah.
I remember he would be, I never had him in a class, but some other friends told me when he first came to the school, every day he would be very quiet, very respectful. I remember in ninth grade when he came, Miss M, you know, she's very strict with like the heads down. If you have
Yeah.
your head down, she's like very strict on that. Yeah, Oliver had his head down, and Miss M was kind of like asking what was going on, and Oliver was like, "Miss, I apologize for having my head down, but last night I didn't get any sleep, and it's just really taking a toll on me." And then Miss M allowed him, you know, to go to sleep for that period, and you know, that was like, our friend was just like, "Man, you know, this guy could be pretty cool, you know, he could be like a good friend." And next thing you know, he starts acting out like how he has been. He doesn't really act out, like he's not like Xavier, but it seems like he really wants attention.
Yeah.
Like he crazy. Like in class, he'd just blurt out something like a relatively funny meme, or, you know, remember when we had those assemblies and he started doing that tantalizing dance that he does.
Yeah, but
But
honestly,
I don't
kind
know.
of, huh?
The attention seeking. No, I just making the point that he's probably just seeking attention just to gain the respect and the likes of others.
Yeah.
Because maybe his parents never really gave that to him. But yeah, go on.
So number one, I kind of had like a very similar thing, but I didn't fucking turn out like that. But
Yeah.
I guess everybody is different. But two, there were a couple kids that came to our school. They were like really polite and everything, and then they would become friends with the ghetto people, and then they become like total fucking assholes. So, shit.
That's a ghetto people.
What'd you say? My fucking earphones popped out. Cornell? Hello? Cornelius!
Sorry about that, guys. I guess Cornell's laptop died, so I'm just gonna say what I was gonna say. Basically, new kid comes to school. They're really polite. They're really nice. They're like genuinely like really good people. You're like, all right, we can be friends. And then all the ghetto people start fucking talking to them, and like a week later, they turn into these fucking assholes. Like, like at one point they're fucking Mother Teresa, and then next week they're pretend to be all gang and shit. And I remember there was this girl from Texas. Cornell and I, we became really good friends with her, and it was like, all right, cool. 2 weeks later, we see her hanging out with crap, can't say her name. We called her Daisy in a few episodes ago. Daisy. And immediately me and Cornell are just like, no! And thankfully she stopped hanging out with her like on her own, like saw how much of a bitch she was. But yeah, she got away from her. She ended up hanging out with another set of ghetto bitches, but it was a lot better than her, because you'd rather someone be ghetto than fuck it, I don't care about being PC, a fucking whore. But yeah, that's all the time we have for right now. Check us out on our podcast, Spotify at On Your Last Nerve. Check us out on Instagram, where we used to post our out of context podcast clips. And we will see you guys next time.